What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rome Leggets back again with another video. Yes, we're back again, and I want to do something different. I want to do something that might stir up a little bit of controversy. You saw the title. We are talking about floral fragrances. Yes, I got inspired by my last fragrance review. Well, I wanted to talk about Leila Persona's floral fragrance that was geared towards females. And I felt like I was leaving my guys out. And you know I don't want to do that. I want to hook you guys up with some of the best floral fragrances in the game. And listen, I didn't leave the ladies out. I got a few in here for you also. But most of these fragrances here are going to be either very unisex or lean on the masculine side, in my opinion. Floral fragrances are usually exclusively associated with females. I mean, we like our ladies to smell good. We like them to smell light, feminine, soft, and smelling great. But I think in the times we are right now, these perfumers have done something great, spectacular, by creating a different variation of floral fragrances that men gravitate towards. So I'm gonna hook you up. But before we get there, for those who just joined the channel, welcome to He Smells Like Rome. Here, we talk about niche fragrances, luxury fragrances, hard to find fragrances, and those fragrances that's gonna cause conversations. So, if that's the type of content you're looking for, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications when I shoot these videos. I think we're at 6,300. So we're getting at least 100 to 100 and something subscribers every month. But I know you guys feel me. I know that you guys have been praying for me, and I truly appreciate it. I've been praying that 10,000 is where we're gonna be before 2026. And the only thing I need you guys to do is share this with your friends, comment, and do all the things that you normally do, because it's all free and it shows the support. So I know you guys do that. You help me out, I help you out by providing some of the most fantastic luxury fragrance reviews available. With that said, if you guys are ready for another epic fragrance video, sit back, relax, get some popcorn. It's about to go down. Alright guys, so like I said, we are talking about floral fragrances, and one of my first experiences with floral fragrances is from the prestigious house of Ormonde. And I can tell you right now, this fragrance to this day is one of the best fragrances I've smelled from that house. But I wore this for at least 3 years only on New Year's Eve. And that fragrance I'm talking about is Champaca. Yes, Champaca by Ormonde is, in my opinion, one of the best floral fragrances from Ormonde. This one definitely leans on the feminine side. It does, but I don't care, because it does something to me that makes me feel very classy, very sophisticated, and it has this subtle sweetness that, you know, almost erupts around the mid of the fragrance. But the dominant notes of this fragrance right here is absolutely Champaca. But you're also going to get this unique note of bamboo. But the combination of this white floral Champaca note, which is floral and slightly sweet, combined with this rice note and also freesia, which is also another light floral note. That's more of a light green floral note and also fresh. But this is, if I can make or create a picture for you guys, It's slightly milky, creamy, it's floral, and it has a sweetness to it. Yes, this is something I say, guys, it's dope. And you better be wearing a suit or a ball gown or a really sexy dress if you're rocking this. Go check it out. Yeah. Let's go check out the next one. Next up on the list is a new fragrance in my collection. I literally just reviewed this. I think maybe it came, you probably saw the video early this week or last week, one or two. I'm not sure when this video is going to be up. But that fragrance I'm talking about is from Leila Persona. Now, Leila Persona is right now 9 on the list because if you saw the review, this is one of the best feminine rose fragrances I've ever come across. Yes. When I say get your girl this fragrance as a birthday present, Christmas present, anniversary present, or ladies, if you're looking for the perfect wedding fragrance, look no further. We start off with a nice, wet, fresh rose, almost like wet rose petals. This green stem, like if you just brush the rose petal across your nose, but you started off with the stem, that's how you're gonna get that nice, fresh floral note in the opening. But it's almost like it's wet. The feminine side, like I said in my review, is the peony. Yes, I'm saying it correctly now because I was saying pony. I don't know why I was saying that, but peony, that's how you pronounce it. That's another beautiful floral. This one smells very lotion-like to me, like a bouquet of mixed florals, and it's creamy, but it's also clean. So this is perfect. I'm telling you, go check out my review. Hopefully I'll link it in the description down below, but do yourself a favor, get your girl this fragrance. One of the best floral fragrances I've experienced this year, and probably the last 2 years. Yeah. Let's go check out the next one. We got some more. All right, now this next one, this is my joint right here. This is the fragrance that when I'm looking for a fragrance to wear, and it doesn't have to be a special occasion, but I want to kind of show off. And what I mean by show off, I want a fragrance that's going to perform and have people say, yo, what is that? That smells really good. This one never lets me down. And that is from Hayari Paris. And this is Faham. Yes, this is absolutely a stunning rose fragrance, but it doesn't stop with the rose. The rose is kind of in second place in this beautiful fragrance. And don't get me wrong, this is the rose that I like. This is the dark rose. This is the spicy rose. But this is, I would say, more on the dry rose side. That's why I say dark. But man, it just makes, this is when I say masculine, this is, my confidence is through the roof. That's what this does. But once again, I said the rose is in second place. The saffron in this, the spicy floral saffron that's in this fragrance here, is what dominates this fragrance in my opinion. It has a nice white floral of Frieza also, but that's very faint, and it probably comes in right at the beginning of the mid, and then maybe a good 10-15 minutes it's kind of in the background. But bruh, if you want a spicy rose fragrance that steps in the room and says, I'm here, the party started, get this one. Yeah, Faham by Hayari Paris. Yeah, let's go check out the next one. So the next fragrance I have here, yes, I'm sorry, I have been teasing this fragrance for the last 2 months. And I promise you the next review that will be up will be this fragrance. But I couldn't make a floral or a top 10 floral fragrance video without including this precious gem. And I'm trying to get my guys I'm trying to get you guys on this fragrance. I'm talking about one of the newest fragrances in my collection from Blanc. This is, I'm gonna mess the name up, Floral Humide, Fleur Humide. I'll put it up there. I don't know how to pronounce it. But let's look at the bottle again. Not just these golden juice it has inside. I love the metal plaque that they added to this one because this is in a different collection than the bottles you saw up there or the ones I reviewed. But once again, the stone cap. Beautiful, gorgeous. I'm gonna give you just 3 or 4 notes. Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, oud, and amber. Yeah, get ready. If you're talking about a soft spice with a combination of sweet, jammy, and dark rose, and then you put a touch of animalistic, woody notes in this. Should I say jaw dropping? I'll wait to the review. But if you can't wait, go check it out. Yeah. An absolute gorgeous smelling rose fragrance. Yeah. Let's go check out what else I got. Now, if you haven't seen the theme yet, yeah. I like rose fragrances. Yeah, I do. Rose is probably the top 5 notes that I really love. And majority of the fragrances here I'm looking at, I think majority of them have rose in them, except maybe 3, maybe. But they're not all the dominant notes. I'm just saying. I don't want y'all to click up like, yo, he only talking about rose fragrances all day. No, we got more. Let's go see what it is. So the next fragrance I have here, I gotta give me a full bottle of this because it is another fragrance that for at least 4 or 5 years I wore only exclusively on New Year's Eve. And this is the actual fragrance company that got me into niche fragrances. And this fragrance here is at one point the most expensive fragrance in the world. And that fragrance is Clive Christian No. Masculine. Yes, look at this, man. This is, I'm not gonna say it's sad because it's only 10 milliliter. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that I have this, but I need the full bottle. This fragrance house, I walked into Bergdorf Goodman and they sucked me in. Honestly sucked me in. And when I smelled this, I honestly at first I was like, yo, this is very floral. I ain't say floral because I ain't know the notes. I was like, yo, this is mad girly. I was like, why wouldn't he wear this? This is a very powdery and it smells like a female. Man, was I wrong? Yo, I was floored once this thing started playing around, breakdancing on my arm and my neck. I'm gonna put the list of notes this fragrance got in it. It is an absolute rival for Roger Dove notes. But for me, this is yellow florals, white florals, powdery, buttery, sweet, and green at the same time. And it has some citrus notes in here that really play a big part to make me really like this fragrance. Just to name a few: cardamom, paprika, lime, a super powdery iris, ylang-ylang, lily of the valley, jasmine, of course rose. This is, I think they said the rose in this fragrance is probably the most expensive rose in the entire world. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. However, adding in the dry down this really unique sweetness that literally erupts in this fragrance from the bottom, I guess you could say from the dry down, and it kind of revives this fragrance and it goes all the way up into the mid. It is fantastic. Vanilla and tonka bean. Yes, this is one of the best floral fragrances I've ever come across. Don't sleep on it. Don't let that powdery kind of ylang-ylang first opening come and just like, no. Give it 10 minutes, and you'll fall in love with this. Yeah. Next time I show a bottle, I'm gonna have a full one. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got some more. Let's go check it out. The next fragrance I have, my wife's telling me I can't wear this fragrance anywhere without her. This is one of those fragrances that is reserved for only outings with my wife. I think I said it before. I wore this to work and she flipped out. She was like, we ain't doing that. Don't wear that to work. Why you got that on? I don't need none of these girls get me fired in here. I was like, okay, you right. Okay, all right. You got it. You good. And that fragrance is Wardasina by Xerjoff. Yes. Another unique powdery fragrance dominated by iris. This is what I would consider to be one of the best combinations of iris and rose. Now, of course, they got a bunch of other notes in there, but this airy, it's almost like someone had Johnson & Johnson baby powder. They dumped it in their hand and they blew it in your face, and then they slapped you in the face with a bouquet of roses. Yeah, that's what this smells like. On top of reminding me of like Charmin's toilet paper or hand towels, whatever you want to call it. If you just took the Charmin's hand towel or toilet paper and you just ripped it up and then dumped a bunch of powder on it, you probably need to do that. Just smell Charmin's toilet paper and you'll be like, yo, Rome was right. This kind of does smell like that. And then you either never gonna like this fragrance again, or you can be like, oh, I really like this. One of the best fragrances in my collection, especially, that powdery nuance. Now I can't spray this because she gonna get mad at me. Go check it out, guys. This is a must-have. Wardasina, a stunning fragrance, originally with Suspiro, but now with Xerjoff. Yeah, you can thank me later. All right, that was the top 5. We're getting serious now. I'm about to show you what I consider to be the best rose oud combination in the world. That is Boadicea the Victorious Nemer. Yes, Nemer is the king of the hill in my opinion. I used to sleep with a test strip of this before I got the bottle by my pillow because this was just such a intoxicating note. Oh gosh, this is so good. Yes, so you're gonna get 2 types of rose notes. I think it is rose, Bulgarian rose, and Taif rose. You're also gonna get agarwood, and you're going to get, in my opinion, a really nice authentic oud oil. Not just the wood, but the extraction of the oil you're going to get in this. This is a heavy fragrance though. This is, to me, one of the strongest fragrances in Boadicea's collection, but heavenly in every way. This is a fragrance that most of you know, but some of you don't know. I wear majority of the time on my son's birthday. This is my oldest son's birthday fragrance, and his birthday is actually coming up, so I'll be rocking this. If you want one of the best renditions of 2 different types of ouds in 2 different types of roses, yeah, go check this out. I actually think it's called Tiger Oud also. You guys can go look it up. Nemer from Boadicea Victorious. A masterpiece. So the next fragrance I have here, this fragrance could, in my opinion, go in the Hall of Fame of one of the best fragrances ever made. And I've talked about this fragrance, I've raved about how stunning this fragrance is, and some of you guys listen. You want a lady killer. Scratch that. You want a magnet that's going to draw so much attention to you from the opposite sex. You need to grab this fragrance, especially if you love the note of plum. That is Vie Intense by Robert Piguet. Yes. How many times I'm gonna have to tell you guys? Oh, there is no words to describe how unbelievable, how just mesmerizing, but also hypnotizing this fragrance is. The combination of a juicy, ripe, sweet, but you know that when you bite into a bitter, cold, juicy plum, that feeling you get is almost like a jolt. That's the opening, with a beautiful and right dose of sweetness behind that juiciness, behind that ripeness. But the combination of saffron, tonka bean, and then ending off with one of the most delicate, floral, and slightly feminine roses you'll ever come across is this. But it works. I don't care what you say, who you trying to convince. Unless you try this on skin, be quiet. No opinions needed. Try it first, and I guarantee you that there is no part of this fragrance you won't fall in love with. The Intense. Yeah. This is the truth. Go check it out. Now, we at number 2. And I know you hear this a lot. I know you hear this all the time. But I'm telling you right now, this was hard. This was really hard because I was convinced this was gonna be the number 1 floral fragrance. But then I forgot that I had number 1. Don't get it twisted. This is arguably the best fragrance I smelled in 2025. And it took me by surprise because I looked at the notes and I said, no way. This smells way different than that. But I can't lie, it's a floral fragrance. That is Venus by Nishane Venus Perfumes. Yes, Venus has stolen my heart. And it just doesn't make any sense. The notes, unless I just am not fully educated on what these white florals are supposed to smell like. Because I thought I did. I thought I've smelled tuberose. I thought I smelled jasmine. I thought I smelled lily of the valley. And known or was familiar with their smell or their scent. Obviously I'm wrong. Because I just thought this was rose, vanilla ice cream, and maybe jasmine. That's where I got. But no, I was wrong. Let me tell you why this stole my heart. Just a little bit. You can go watch the review, but just indulge me for a minute. 4 notes in the order I smell it. You're gonna get buttery, almost melted butter, tuberose. A slight bit of greenness behind the tuberose with a wonderful white rose kind of effect. Very light, very airy, but very fresh rose. That almost is a contrast to the tuberose. And if you are familiar with me, I really didn't like tuberose. Now I just love it. Right after that, you're gonna get a beautiful, also creamy vanilla note, almost like vanilla ice cream, like I mentioned earlier. But the combination of all 3 of those mixed with this aromatic musk that's trying to just captivate you, makes this fragrance just engulfs you in this presence. It is just hugging you, and I'm telling you, don't sleep. Grab the fragrance. Creamy, sweet, floral, and I'm so glad that I discovered this because I would have not if I'd have saw the notes first. Yeah, Venus at number 2. Let's go check out and see what number 1 is. Nobody's gonna guess what that one is. So this next fragrance, I was so excited when it came out. I smelled it. I remember going to Mint, New York and smelling their line because it just kind of dropped there. And there were a few fragrances I fell in love with, but this one just took my breath away. And to this day right now, this is in the top 10 fragrances in my entire collection. If I do a top 10 and I'm being totally honest, this will probably be in there every single time, but you guys aren't going to see that. But this is the number 1 floral fragrance in my collection. I had to really Think about that. Is there any floral fragrance better than this? No. Odor 93 by Meo Fusciuni. Yes. What? Bruh. I don't even need to smell this. I'm just gonna tell you right now, masterpiece. Hands down, 10 out of 10. This is the fragrance that made me fall in love with tuberose. And I tell you, look at my face. I hated tuberose. I just didn't like it. It smelled like butter and stinky feet to me. That's what it smelled like. But when this thing opened up my eyes, this right here, it opened up my eyes to see the beautiful nuances of what a buttery, creamy floral fragrance could be. But that's just the icing on the top. This has tobacco, this has clove, this has a really nice birch wood that has a almost suede-like woody texture. But the combination of a earthy patchouli, narcissus, and oud and vanilla. How do you mix all that and come up with such a beautiful fragrance? There's more notes in there, but this is what I'm telling you that will dominate this fragrance. Trust me, if anybody tells you, hey, my guy, I'm looking for a masculine floral fragrance, direct them to this right here. They'll love you for it. I'm telling you, you will not regret the decision. If you haven't tried this out, what are you waiting for? Odor 93, a must-have. One of the best fragrances I would consider to be ever created. Yeah. It's like that. All right, guys, that is my top 10 favorite floral fragrances in my collection. Do I have more? Absolutely. But these are my favorites. And I want you guys to check them out. I hope you guys check them out because they're fantastic. There's some in here for the ladies too. Go check those out, ladies, guys. Get your girl fragrance. I'm trying to hook y'all up. This is what I do. You can thank me later. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for everything. I want to acknowledge you and your presence in my life, for all the blessings you've given me that I've seen, and even the blessings I haven't seen. Bless you, God, for your Son, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without you, nothing is possible. All glory goes to you. I'm just going to say this, how, you know, I speak and I try to speak organically. When I pray and when I'm trying to pray to God, I'm trying to, one, not be distracted with selfish desires of prayer, but I'm also trying to pray in a way where I can feel his presence when I pray. There's a quote in the Bible that says, if you believe with all your heart, if you believe in your request, in your prayer to God, that it will happen, it will happen. If you have no doubt in your heart that it will happen, it will happen. And I'm paraphrasing, but he says, if you tell this mountain to move and cast it into the water or into the ocean, it will move if you don't doubt it. How powerful of a statement is that? That with prayer we can do anything. And I say this with all sincerity. I have had some crazy attacks and emotional distress, and it's just because I've been working myself like crazy. And I sit down and I pray and I ask God to help me ease my pain, ease my mind, comfort me, release this pain. I've done this and I pray every day, and I'm thinking like, please help me. And I'm quiet when I'm praying and focused when I'm praying. And I'm believing that he's going to do it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the last two times I've done this, I can feel the presence of God. I can feel him calming my soul, relieving that pressure, taking away the pain. Because I truly believe that he was there. I truly believe that without any question that it was going to happen. Not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna front, man, it is hard to do that because my mind is so consumed with so many things that sometimes I'm just like, is that really possible? If I truly believe with no doubt that this prayer, if I ask God for this, if I pray to him and he searches my heart, I know that there is truth and righteousness in my heart and in my body and my soul, that the prayer will be answered. I'm so blessed, and thank God for that gift for us, that we can rely on him to do something like that. It's amazing. So I pray that you guys continue your practice and your faith and your prayer and your studies. And I pray that one day we can all have that belief with no doubt that any prayer we ask of him will be done. All right, guys, that's it. I love y'all. Until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out on the next video. God bless. In Jesus' name. Peace.